So sometimes I have clients that have crazy work schedules, right? And these crazy work schedules that they're doing, they're like, man, I don't have time to sit down and eat. I don't have time to have a meal. And when you're supposed to have a meal, it's not always about sitting down and having a meal, grabbing your utensils. It's sometimes just getting the protein in, right? Because most people are protein deficient. So I'm gonna show you a little trick, just real quick, and anybody can do this. I don't care if you're a loan officer working crazy hours, sitting at the desk. I don't care if you're a nurse working these front lines crazy hours. I have dock workers in San Pedro that are on forklifts or they're operators of some type of machinery and they have to get their meal in because they don't want to miss a meal. So here's a very easy way to get your protein in when it's time to get your protein consumption. Let's get a 16-ounce water bottle, get your disposable funnel off of Amazon anyplace. I am a cook, so here's my teriyaki skewer. You can use something else, and obviously our protein. So you're gonna grab your 16-ounce water bottle, open it up, or dump it in your regular plant or sink, whatever you want. Get your protein. And if your serving is basically 1 scoop or whatever it is that I've appointed you to have, or whatever it is you're doing, go ahead and you know what? We're gonna have to drink a little bit more. Just because you wanna make enough room in there, right? So then you grab it, grab your funnel here, and you're gonna have to do this for a second because it is a funnel, it is protein, but this is something you can do the night before you go on your job the next day or whatever. And what I usually sometimes ask my clients to do is like, hey man, if you don't have time to eat, even a protein bar that can take, you know, depending on what protein bar you're having at Quest or one of the Costco bars, it can take a little bit of time, right, to eat that protein bar at your work, and you don't want to be chewing in front of clients, whatever it is you're doing. So you have to do it this way. It'll take a little bit longer to do this, but while you're doing this, you're at home. You're not in front of people, you're not at work. You're not also saying, hey, I need to go to my car and I have my protein powder there, because you don't want to lug in this big old thing. Or even if you take your protein powder with you ziplocked to work, right? If you have a protein shaker, great. That's how we normally eat them. And I'm not gonna put the rest of this in here because I'm not gonna take up more of your time, but I think you get the idea of me getting this protein powder in this disposable shaker that I'm making, because in all reality, I could care less about this shaker. We all know when you have shakers like this, or when you have protein powder like this, or if you have a shaker and you leave the protein in there and you leave it in your car and you forget it for a day, and then you go to wash it and you open it up, it literally smells horrid to where you want to go fight someone, right? You literally want to fight someone. The smell is just horrid. This, after you drink it, you're done, you're gonna throw it away because that's what you bought it for. It's a disposable water bottle, put it in the recycling if you want. But now you have your protein in here. Now, I just drank, about 3/4 of this water, so you can go to there. You can go to a half pint, to 8 ounces of water. Actually, what it's really supposed to be mixed with. And another trick is this: the more water or a bigger water bottle you use, or even when you're mixing the protein, the more water you use with whatever protein powder you're using, it's gonna taste less than what it's supposed to taste like, okay? It's supposed to taste like this flavor of cookies and cream because you're using 8 ounces. The more you use it, the more you dilute it. But now you have this, and again, if you're working where you have to get it, it's time to eat, but you wanna just take a second away from your desk or at your desk, grab it. You can make 4 or 5 of these the night before, put them in your refrigerator before you go to work, grab a little cooler with you or not. It's not gonna be hot enough to go bad. Put them in your cooler, and when it's time to eat, when it's time to have that meal, you're gonna grab that. It'll literally take you, and if you filled it halfway, it's gonna take you 10 seconds to get this down. And guess what? You didn't miss a meal. And I don't care if you gotta go do these back to back, right? If you gotta go, hey, I'm still busy, I'm still grinding, I'm still doing what I have to be doing, I gotta do another one of the shakes that I brought, I don't have time to sit down and eat the meal that I brought. Do it. Guess what? You didn't miss a meal, you're staying on track, And at the end of the day, you're not protein deficient, and we're not losing any muscle at the end of the day. So this is a little tip. It takes 10 seconds to drink it. I know my clients and the ones that are extremely busy, including myself sometimes, don't miss a meal by doing this. There's no excuse why you can't do this either.